Hey, what's up guys? I'm Ryan from American Trucks, and today I'm here with the RedRock off-road tubular front bumper with 30-inch LED light bar fitting your 2009 to 2014 F150 excluding the Raptor models. This is for the F150 owner that is looking for an aggressive tubular front bumper to give their rig that epic trophy truck look with some LED lighting. This is a great upgrade over the stock front bumper since it's much more appealing and it's a lot stronger. This bumper's design provides additional ground clearance, increasing your F-150's capability, allowing you to conquer those tough trails. This bumper comes with a 30-inch LED light bar and harness, making it very easy to install, wire up, and it's really going to come in handy for those nighttime trail rides. This bumper is made of heavy-duty steel plating and tubing, and it's a full-width bumper, so it's going to provide plenty of protection for the front end. The black powder coating is going to provide an aggressive look, and it's also going to provide corrosion resistance for your investment. Now this bumper comes as a complete kit with everything needed to install, and it even reuses some factory hardware and mounting holes, so there's no drilling or modification required. This bumper is reasonably priced on the site as far as these tubular bumpers go, and at just around $650, I think that is a great deal considering what you're getting, the construction materials, and the fitment. One thing I would like to mention, if you do live in a state that requires a front-mounted license plate, RedRock provides all of the hardware and brackets needed to do so. As far as install goes, I'm going to give this 1 out of 3 wrenches since you can install this in about 2 hours using basic hand tools. Now with that being said, let's hop into our install. To begin this installation, we're going to start by removing our front bumper. First, we're going to disconnect our fog lights. So we're going to go to the back side of our fog light, find our fog light harness, and we're going to pull back on these black tabs and slide that down. Then we'll do the same thing for the other side. Next, we're going to go on the back side of our frame rail and take off the 2 nuts on both sides with a 21mm socket. We'll do the same thing on the other frame rail. So we're going to remove this last nut. At this point in time, it would be a good idea to have someone hold onto the bumper since the bumper's ready to come off. So at this point in time, you're ready to remove your bumper. So we do need to do some assembly on this bumper, and the first thing we're going to do is install our light bar. So you're going to have 2 brackets provided by RedRock and some hardware to do that. And these brackets are actually going to attach to this inner rail that's welded to the bumper. Then we're going to attach our light bar to the bracket, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. So we're going to open up our little bags of hardware, and we're going to take one of our bolts provided. We're going to place a flat washer on there. This is going to go down through the bracket. We're going to face this L outwards, and this is going to go into that rail. So once we drop that bolt through, on the bottom we're going to get a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut. And we're going to slide this bracket over a little bit, and then we'll get the other side done. So now that both brackets are installed, we're going to fit this light bar in. We're going to have to fit the light bar in through the front of the bumper. So we're just going to tilt this back a little bit and then slide this under and in. Did not go as smoothly as planned. Once we have that in, we're going to go ahead and drop that back down, and then we'll attach our brackets. So we're going to lift our light bar up, line it up with this bracket here, and then we're going to take a bolt with a lock washer and a flat washer, and we're going to screw that into the end. And we'll do the same thing for the other side. Once you get all of that hardware installed, we're going to go ahead and line our light bar up in this opening the best we can. Once we line it up and get it where we want it, we're going to go around with a 1/2-inch wrench and tighten everything up. I'm going to start with the bolts on our light bar. We'll go ahead and tighten up our brackets. So next thing, since we're reusing our factory bolt plate, you'll need to remove that from your bumper. We're going to install this on the back side of our bumper, and we'll use the new plastic retainers from RedRock to hold that in place. So you're just going to insert this from the back side and then firmly press these all the way down so they hold that in place. Then we'll do the other side. So our stock bumper is completely uninstalled and our new bumper is fully assembled with our 30-inch light bar. But before we get it installed, I want to take a few moments to go over what this is made of, what it's going to do for you, and how it compares to your stock one. Now your stock one is made out of steel and it's relatively strong. However, it is a little bulky in design and it's not very aggressive looking. If you're looking for a little more strength, a little more clearance, and a little more of an aggressive look, you'll want to look at something such as this aftermarket bumper from RedRock here. Now this bumper is a high clearance bumper and it has tapered ends. This is going to clear up that wheel well area and it's going to give you much better approach angles and more clearance to tackle those tougher trails. This bumper is also a full width bumper, so just like your factory bumper, it's going to protect the whole front end, keeping it safe while you're on those trails. This makes it perfect for street and trail use. Now removing our stock bumper, we are getting rid of our factory fog lights. However, we're introducing and adding a 30-inch light bar. This is going to make a huge difference in low light visibility and allow you to see even on the darkest trails. And this light bar utilizes Cree LEDs. These LEDs produce an intense 6000K light that is pretty close to white, so it's going to be a very bright white light. Now the housing is made from durable aluminum and has a polycarbonate lens. This is going to make it very tough and it's going to handle all of that trail debris and anything that you encounter. The whole thing is sealed up watertight and has an IP rating of 67. This will allow you to submerge this for short amounts of time without doing any internal damage, and it's not going to build condensation. So we already have our bolt plates installed. All we have to do is bolt this onto the truck and wire up that light bar. So let's show you how to do this and what it looks like on the truck. So at this point in time, you're ready to install your bumper. You want to make sure that the nuts you removed from your factory bumper are there, ready and waiting to be installed. And I'm going to grab a friend to help me pick this up. I'm going to go around and install all of our factory nuts. Once you get the last nut on, we're going to center, adjust, and tighten our bumper using a 21mm socket. So the last step in installing this bumper, we need to wire up our fog light. Luckily, RedRock has provided us with a harness, so we just have to hook it up to the battery, run it down to the fog light, and run a switch into the cab. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this switch, we're going to drape it across the engine bay. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to drop this plug down to our fog lights. We want to make sure that we stay away from any hot and moving parts when we do this. So I'm going to go right in between the rad support and the battery, and this is going to wind up going right behind the headlight. Pull this out some, and then we'll drop it the rest of the way down. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hook this up to our battery. So you're going to have a red wire. This is going to go to our positive terminal, which is also red on our battery. And this is going to be your negative wire. That's going to go to the negative side. So we're going to do our positive first. We're going to pull this little rubber shield out of the way, and we're going to go straight for this 10mm right here. Now you don't want to do this one here. This is a slightly smaller nut, and this actually clamps that onto the battery and holds that terminal tight. So we're going to disconnect this, and while you're disconnecting this, you want to make sure that you do not touch any grounds. Next, we're going to do our negative side. Once again, we're going to use a 10mm socket to remove this nut and install this terminal. So next we're going to run our switch across the engine bay over to our driver's side, since there's a plug down here in the firewall that we can remove and pass this switch to the inside. So we're going to go ahead and just reach up under the dash and pull this switch out. So now, since you have the switch inside of the cab, and since this has an adhesive backing, you can go ahead and peel that off and stick it wherever you'd like. So next we're going to pull our harness down and our plug off of our light bar over top of our frame rail, and we'll just plug this together. Then you'll want to go and zip tie all this excess up and out of the way. So the last thing you'll want to do is make sure that that wire going across your engine bay is zip tied up and secure away from any hot and moving parts, and then you can mount your relay however you would like. Then close your hood. So that's going to wrap up my review and install. For more videos like this, check us out at AmericanTrucks.com.